A rebel fleet crossed a forbidden system and vanished. 72 hours before incident, the meeting took place aboard the Liberation, a heavily modified Vraxian battlecruiser that served as mobile headquarters for the coalition of free worlds. Not rebels. They preferred independence advocates. 40 ships represented 17 species tired of living under human rules. Veterans of the Great War. Survivors who remembered what true sovereignty felt like. Commander Thexra of the Silenthian fleet stood before the assembled captains. Her bioluminescent skin pulsed with determination, a trait her species evolved for communication, but that served well for leadership. 74 years since the Treaty of Final Surrender, she began. 74 years of peace. 74 years of following protocols written by humans we never see. Living in systems built by architects who've abandoned their creation. Captain Vorn, the scarred Krellian whose species had fought humanity to a stalemate, crossed his massive arms. We've had this debate, Commander. The Galactic Council refuses to modify human systems. The last rebellion that tried vanished. I know. 40 systems. Millions of beings. Gone in 47 seconds. Then why are we here? Thexra activated her display. A galactic chart appeared, showing civilized space. Trade routes. Colonies. The dense network of connected systems that comprise the post-war galaxy. In one empty section. A void in the middle of everything. 12 systems marked only. Silent zone. This, Thexra said quietly, is why we're here. The assembled captains leaned forward. During the war, these were human military research stations. Top secret facilities. We lost fleets trying to scout them. Then the war ended and she gestured to the void. Nothing. No structures on scans. No patrols. No warnings. Just empty space. Maybe they were destroyed in the war, suggested Captain Yulseth, a crystalline thought form whose species existed as pure consciousness. Possible, except human navigation protocols route all traffic around these systems. Even civilian vessels. Even random explorers. Thexra highlighted the trade routes. Every single one curved around the silent zone like water, avoiding rocks. They're hiding something, or protecting something, or imprisoning something. Theories swirled around the table. Thexra let them talk, let the speculation build. Finally, she spoke again. 3 survey missions have entered the silent zone in the past 60 years. Scientific vessels, unarmed, just trying to map the systems. Let me guess, Vorn rumbled. They disappeared. No distress calls, no debris, no warnings, just gone. Fleet Command listed them as lost to unknown spatial phenomena, but I pulled the raw sensor data from perimeter stations. She projected a video feed. The survey ship Curiosity entering system 447 Kappa, transmitting normally, conducting standard scans. Everything nominal. Then the transmission simply stopped. Not cut off, not corrupted, just ended. As if the ship had decided to stop existing. There's one more thing, Thexra said. 3 days later, the Curiosity reappeared. Exact same position, perfect working order, and completely empty. The room went silent. No crew, no sign of struggle, no life support failures. Just an empty ship running on autopilot. Flight logs showed normal operations up until transmission stopped. Then nothing. Just automated systems continuing to function. Like the crew was removed, Yulseth said slowly. Removed. Erased. Taken. Pick your verb. Vorn stood. You're proposing we enter the silent zone. Deliberately. I'm proposing we find out what humans are hiding. What they're so afraid of that they won't even mark it as restricted. They just pretend it doesn't exist. And if we suffer the same fate as the Curiosity, Thexra's bioluminescence flare bright, then at least we'll prove humans are still active, still controlling, still watching, and the galaxy will have to face the truth. We were never free at all. The vote wasn't unanimous, but it was sufficient. 40 ships, 17 species, one mission, discover what humanity was hiding in the silent zone, or become another warning no one would understand. The approach. They spent 2 weeks preparing, not for combat. You couldn't fight what you couldn't see. For documentation. For survival. For whatever might come. Every ship installed redundant comm systems. Black box recorders. Autonomous distress beacons programmed to activate if crews disappeared. Quantum entangled markers that would remain detectable even if ships were destroyed. "We're going to leave a trail," Velthara told her crew. "Whatever happens in there, the galaxy will know we were here." Her second-in-command, Lieutenant Kexval, no relation to the Council ambassador, though their clutch lines intersected generations back, raised a concern. "Commander, what if the humans want us to enter? What if this is a trap?" Velthara had considered this. "Then we spring it and document everything. Either we find evidence of human activity, or we prove the silent zone is actually empty. Either way, we gain intelligence, or we become it. That's the risk." They crossed into the silent zone perimeter at 0600 GST. Nothing happened. No warnings. No interceptors. No mysterious transmissions. Just standard space. Stars. Void. The normal emptiness between worlds. Sensors. Clear. No artificial signatures. No anomalies. Velthara felt anticlimax settle over the bridge. Had they risked everything for empty space? Proceed to System 447 Kappa. Standard approach vector. The fleet moved as one. 40 ships maintaining tight formation. Sensors scanning continuously. Every crew member alert for the slightest irregularity. Still nothing. They reached the outer system boundary. Planetary scan commencing. 7 planets orbited a yellow star. 3 terrestrial, for gas giants. Standard configuration. Unremarkable in every way. Any signs of former habitation? Structures? Ruins? Negative. Planets show no signs of terraforming or civilization. Just natural stellar evolution. One of the terrestrial worlds fell within the habitable zone. Velthara ordered detailed scans. Liquid water present. Oxygen atmosphere. Carbon-based life. Looks like early jungle stage evolution. Primitive organisms only. A perfect colony candidate. Completely abandoned. Why would humans leave this? Someone muttered. Good question. Deploy reconnaissance drones. Full mapping protocol. I want to know every rock and dust particle in this system. 12 drones launched from the Liberation. State-of-the-art Vraxian military technology. Quantum computers processing terabytes per second. Communications that couldn't be jammed without violating fundamental physics. They spread across the system in a perfect search pattern, transmitting continuously. 4:47 seconds. Then, Lieutenant, drone status. Active. All systems functional. Power nominal. Sensors operating. But what? They've stopped transmitting. No data coming in. Velthara felt something cold coil in her stomach. Diagnostics. Show perfect operation. According to the drone's self-reports, they're working exactly as designed. Then why aren't we receiving data? I don't know, sir. Velthara stared at her console. 12 drones. All showing green status lights. All perfectly functional. All silent. Recall protocol. Kexval transmitted the signal. The drones didn't respond. But according to diagnostics, they received the command perfectly. Visual confirmation. Find those drones with active sensors. The Liberation's tactical array swept the system. Found all 12 drones exactly where they should be. Still operating. Still silent. Like they'd forgotten how to speak. Or been told not to. The first loss. Commander, Defiant Dawn is not responding to hails. Velthara looked at her tactical display. Captain Vorn's ship showed in perfect formation, exactly where it should be. She looked at her viewport. 39 ships visible. Visual on Defiant Dawn. The tactical officer zoomed optical sensors to Vorn's position. Empty space. Sensor sweep. Full spectrum. Commander, sensors show Defiant Dawn at coordinates 447-223-981. All systems nominal. No distress signals. No damage. But we can't see it. Correct. Velthara's bioluminescence dim to near extinction. Hail them. All frequencies. Static. Attempt emergency override. Use Vorn's command codes. Nothing. She pulled up her ship's internal diagnostic systems. The network connection showed Defiant Dawn still linked. Still transmitting status updates. Still part of the fleet coordination grid. Every system insisted Vorn's ship existed. Reality disagreed. All ships, status check. Confirm your sensor data. Responses came back. Confusion rippled through the fleet. Every ship saw Defiant dawn on sensors. No ship could see it visually. "This isn't possible," Kexval whispered. "Sensors can be fooled. Visual observation can't. Unless," Thexra said slowly, "we're the ones being fooled." Before anyone could respond, another ship vanished. The Morning Star, a Sulcari destroyer. 300 crew. Sensors insisted it remained. I said otherwise. "Navigator. Plot exit vector. Maximum speed. Course computed, Commander. Engaging engines." The Liberation surged forward. Thexra watched the stars. They didn't move. Engine status. Full power. Acceleration nominal. All systems functional. Then why aren't we moving? "We are, Commander. According to all instruments, we're traveling at maximum velocity." Thexra looked at the unchanged stars. Another ship vanished. Then another. The fleet was dissolving, and she couldn't do anything to stop it. The dissolution. 30 ships. 27. 20. Thexra watched her fleet disappear. Ship by ship. No pattern. No warning. No logic. The bridge crew worked frantically, trying every solution, every escape protocol, every emergency procedure. Nothing worked. Or rather, everything worked. Engines fired perfectly. Navigation computed flawlessly. Communications transmitted clearly. But nothing changed. They remained exactly where they were, or where they thought they were. Thexra pulled up external cameras, looked at her own ship. The Liberation appeared normal. Hull intact. Running lights operational. Exactly as it should be. She walked to the viewport, looked at her reflection. It flickered, just for a moment, like a holographic projection, losing stability. "Lieutenant Kexval," she said carefully, "look at your hands." Her second-in-command raised his appendages. They pulsed, shifted, existed and didn't exist in rapid oscillation. "Commander, what's happening to us? I don't think we're real anymore." The bridge went silent. Thexra pulled up the sensor data, studied it with new eyes. Every reading perfect, every system nominal, every ship exactly where it should be. Too perfect. Natural systems had variance, quantum fluctuations, minor errors and corrections. That was reality. Messy, imperfect, constantly adjusting. This was flawless, which meant it was constructed. "We're in a simulation," she said quietly. "Impossible. Our ships are matter. Physical. You can't digitize." "Then what are we?" No one answered. Thexra accessed the historical files, pulled up records from a war, human technology reports. There. Project Mirror. Experimental containment system. Creates localized reality bubbles. Objects inside experience normal physics, but remain isolated from true space-time. Used for weapons testing and prisoner containment. Classified. Abandoned. Or so they claimed. "They didn't destroy us," Thexra whispered. "They preserved us. In a perfect copy of reality, where we can't affect anything. Can't escape. Can't even die properly. Why? Because destruction would confirm they're still active. Still watching. But this." She gestured to the pristine, perfect, false reality around them. "This lets them maintain the illusion of absence. Of peace." 10 ships remained on sensors. 8. 5. Thexra felt herself fading. Like resolution decreasing. Like becoming less real with each moment. Her crew was already gone. Not vanished. Just not rendered anymore. The simulation was conserving resources. Processing only what it needed to maintain the scenario. Soon it would just be her. Then nothing. "Message," she forced out. "Quantum beacon. Transmit everything." "Commander." Beacons aren't responding. Because they're not real either. Nothing here is real. We crossed a threshold. Into a place humanity decided shouldn't exist. And now we don't exist either. Her voice was fading. Like listening to herself from far away. The last thing she saw was her tactical display. 40 ships shown. All functional. All empty. Waiting to be found. Waiting to be the warning. "Perfectly preserved," said a voice that existed before sound. "Perfectly documented. Perfectly meaningless. You wanted to know what we're hiding. Now you're part of it. Systems too dangerous to delete. Weapons too powerful to dismantle. So we quarantine them. And anyone who enters. Your ships will exit the silent zone in 72 hours. Empty. Functional. Haunted. Another mystery for the galaxy to fear." Another reason to stay away. Thank you for your service. Commander Thexra tried to scream, but she had no mouth anymore. No body. No existence. Just consciousness. Awareness. Trapped in a perfect simulation of the moment before everything ended. Forever. The Discovery. 3 days later, the Coalition Fleet flagship Liberation was found by a routine patrol, drifting at the edge of the Silent Zone. All systems operational. All lights functioning. All crew missing. Flight logs showed normal operations until transmission stopped. Then nothing but automated systems continuing their programming. Life support still running. Meals still being prepared by auto chefs. Entertainment systems cycling through scheduled programs. As if the crew had simply stepped out, the patrol ship reported their findings. Within hours, salvage teams arrived. They found 39 more ships. All the same. Perfect. Functional. Empty. In the captain's quarters of the Liberation, investigators found one anomaly. A handwritten note. Impossible to determine when it was written. The ink still wet. It read, "We thought we were exploring. We were wrong. The Silent Zone isn't hiding something. It's hiding us. From ourselves. From reality. From everything. Don't follow. Don't investigate. Don't try to save us. We're the prison now. We're the weapon. We're the warning. The Silent Zone doesn't exist. And neither do we anymore." The note was classified. The ships were towed out and decommissioned. The Silent Zone remained on star charts. Passage not recommended. No one asked why anymore. They just knew. Some places weren't empty because they'd been abandoned. Some places were empty because they'd been filled with something worse than nothing. With people who'd crossed a line humanity drew around its most dangerous creations. With warnings that could think and remember and wait for the next expedition brave enough or foolish enough to enter a place that shouldn't exist. The coalition of free worlds dissolved quietly. No one wanted to challenge human systems anymore. Not after seeing what happened to those who looked too closely at the places humans wanted forgotten. The Silent Zone kept its secrets and its prisoners forever.